Let me keep these on. It is Saturday. There are protests going on all across the city of New York. It's probably going all across the country. It ain't going on all across the world. So you think the world is siding with this decision that the Supreme Court made? Think again. Now the media will tell you the world is in unison with the United States and abortion rights and blah, 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 and all that kind of stuff. Don't let the mainstream media, lamestream media fool you. This is not a worldwide upset. Gas prices being jacked up for no reason is more of a worldwide upset. The freaking so-called Ukraine war is a more worldwide upset than this overturn of Roe v. Wade. And the Ukrainian situation is not what they're telling you what it is on TV. Yet I see people here in the United States, black people at that, with freaking Ukraine flags waving high in your window in Harlem. I seen you. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. You wave that flag, but before you do a Black Lives Matter flag, or you wave the LGBTQ flag before you do a Black Lives Matter flag. Now, some of y'all do both. Some of you do both. Here's my confusion. I know I need to shave. And I'm not confused. I'm like, what? What? Now you know me, I'm pro-life. I'm pro-life. There's some situations where I think it is the right of the woman to choose when it's a life and death situation, and it's either the child or the woman, and it's her choice. I can see that. I can see that. I can see a situation where somebody was raped or incest. I can see. I'm not saying I agree with it, but I can see it. I mean, I can imagine raising a child that may grow up looking just like the man that tormented you. To those people, I think when if you decide to have that child, put it up for adoption. It's plenty of people like me. I love kids. I lost my son. I love kids. I want to adopt one day. I'm not in a position where I can right now, but I want to adopt more children. And and right now, my lady friend is not going to be able to have no children. So I would love to adopt. I've been godfather to a lot of kids, and I mentored a lot of kids. So I would want to adopt. But I can understand where she's coming from. That this man raped me, and I don't want to deal with that every time I see this child that torment me and things like that. I can understand that's a tough situation. But for you people who just want to go out there and get your freak on, have sex it up from moderate to kink, whatever. If you're that type of person that's what you want to do, strap it up. Get some shots. Get a vasectomy. Snip it. Do something. Because the purpose of sex is procreation. So if you don't want to produce a child, and you might be a little older where you can, but if you don't want to produce a child, you got to wear some kind of contraceptive. Unless you were told you're sterile, unless you were told you have no eggs or something like that, and your chance of not having a kid may be a little high. But if you know you're fertile like seeds in the sundown soil of Florida, you better not have no sex. You look at every species on this earth. They have sex, they produce children. They have sex, they produce pit bull babies. Two pit bull have sex, they have two giraffes having sex. Procreation. Sex is for procreation. You don't want to procreate? Then you're going to have to do something about controlling yourself or protecting yourself, or limiting your chance of getting somebody pregnant. And then I see these signs, so I want my body. Yeah, it's your body. It's your body. My rights. Yeah, but when you get to a point where in my own opinion, y'all can be upset, when you got a little fetus in there, then it's both of y'all rights. You're going to trump over the rights of child. I'm not going to get into that. That's just me personally. If that's what you believe, that's your right, that's you. But you can't expect me to buy into you and what you believe. And I don't expect you to buy into what I believe. All I know is this: a man and a woman, I repeat this again, a man and a woman, a female dog and male dog, female giraffe, horse giraffe, they go in there and get busy, bada boom, bada bang, bam, 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 bang, 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 bang. If they don't protect themselves, they're going to have a child. Is it the child's fault? No. So I don't necessarily, like I said, you do what you want. I've been in that situation like, girl, you're going to get an abortion. I ain't ready to have no child. And it's her decision. Now, she would have said, look, I ain't getting no abortion. Then I just had to tough it up. I'm a bad papa. I have to tough it up whether I like it or not. And I'm saying for both people, if you go out there and have sex, bang, 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 and you know the purpose, I'm reminding you, and if you don't know, now you know. The reason for sex, the purpose of sex is procreation. Sure, you get to feel good. Sure, it's fun. Sure, you can play. Sure, you can go on an adventure. Sure, you can go to Never Never Land in certain cases. But if you don't strap up, if you don't protect yourself, you don't have some kind of contraceptive, something like that, you will get pregnant. You will. And I think it's a lame excuse for you to go out there and depopulate America. That's what I call. And one of the reasons why, and this is not even my topic, I believe one of the number one reason the black community has lost its ability to be empowered is because we allow people to convince us to depopulate ourselves. We were, before Latinos came to this country, the fastest growing population in the United States, to the point where slave owners feared their own slaves because we outnumbered them. They don't want to have us out there producing children like cattle. They had us out there having sex with our cousins, having sex in some cases sisters, whatever, just to produce another child because they didn't want to spend more money going to buy another slave off the stock. So they breeded us. And we're popping out babies left and right. And then people wonder why. Then people got to say something negative about black people popping out babies left and right. Hey, it ain't our fault. Oh, we need to do something. We're increasing the number. We're not fertilizing. So why you got to come shoot us? And you ain't getting none. That's your fault. Go get you some. Take your wife out, your girlfriend out, whatever. If you're in the country, take your cousin out. Let me start. I'm taking my cousin Sharice out. We're going to have a good time. If you don't take your third cousin on your uncle's side out down there in Carolinas, go for it. Don't be mad at us because we're populating and you're not. And you want to take it out on us. You got to ask your forefathers about that. Now, here's where I am. This is the whole point of this video. Protests going on all over New York. Probably all over the United States. I wouldn't even say that. Mainly the major cities where is anything goes. That's where it's really happening. But what I'm seeing is it's not heterosexuals mainly that's in the outrage, that's outcrying about this situation. It's mainly LGBTQ, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. They keep adding letters. It's mainly feminists and LGBTQ. Feminists and LGBTQ. Now, feminists, I can understand. A lot of feminists, they're into heterosexual relationship. They're just strong about women's rights and women have the equal rights as men. So I can get that. But you got some feminists that they're so feminist that they lean over to the LGBTQ community. And they are the one that's upset at the most. And I'm trying to wonder why. Why are you so upset? If you're in a same-sex relationship, You ain't bumping enough to get produce no children. You're not producing life. So why are you upset? I don't understand. Why are you crying? Why are you in the front? I seen one feminist had a strong saying, if this don't change, we're not giving no man none. Yeah, shut up with that stuff. You get horny, you're gonna give a man some. Stop with that mess. Oh, I'll go buy something. Well, just stop with that foolishness. Stop. You're gonna punish us for something the Supreme Court did. Yeah. Hey, look, you're gonna miss my loving. You're gonna miss my loving. Let me stop. But nevertheless, it just blows me away that the people that's leading in the forefront, the people that's shouting the most here in New York, are people that's part of the LGBTQ community. Why are you worried about it? Why is the problem with you? You can't produce children. It's science. It's the way it is. This ain't got nothing to do with politics. It's biology and science. You're not producing a kid. Two male lions is not producing children. Two male giraffes ain't producing children. Two gorillas, male gorillas, ain't producing no child. And two human beings are not producing child, well, the same sex. So if you're LGBTQ and same sex, why are you frustrated? Why are you upset? And let me tell you something, black people. One of the reasons, and I think I just said it, one of the reasons why we don't have much power is because we allow organizations to depopulate us. We fell for methods that they use to cause us to decrease in population. And we ought not to be worried about decreasing. If anything, you need to up the ante, but try to do it the right way. Try to get married, whatever. Try to do it if you're gonna have children, because children is a long-term commitment, and try to do it the right way. I can't tell you what to do, but try to get married and have some children. That way, both of y'all can take care of these kids and stuff like that. But black people, stop letting these people convince you to depopulate. The whole thing about Planned Parenthood, and you could do your own research, is Margaret Sanger was targeting the black community to depopulate it. Yeah, Hillary Clinton mentor to depopulate. But y'all dump on religious organizations like Crisis Pregnancy Center. You don't even hear about Crisis Pregnancy Center anymore. Now I don't believe these dumb nuts going in back in the day, stupid idiots going up there shooting abortion clinics and stuff like that. Thank God we haven't heard about that. I don't agree with abortion unless there's a certain situation. So I carry my behind on. I can't control people. I can't tell people what to do. I just tell people what I believe. Black people, the reason we're not in the majority is because we allow people like Margaret Sanger to let us say, hey, your career, your life, everything is ruined if you have a baby. And why would you bring a baby into this world? This world has never been all that hot to live in. Oh, this world is going crazy. Why you bring? That's a lame duck excuse to not have children. Stop. You sitting up there going, as soon as you get the abortion, 90 days later, you back to having sex, doing the same thing that caused you to get pregnant in the first place. Strap up, get some kind of contraceptive, put a shot, get a shot in your butt, shot in your eye, whatever it takes, And this stuff is simple. Now, if they start getting rid of contraceptives, now I'm not for that. I got to let you know I'm not for that. You know, but hey, don't be going around thinking, oh boy, man, she fine. Look at that, cloud. I'm gonna have some fun with that tonight. Well, you better strap up, because she get pregnant and decide to have that child. Are you gonna try to convince her to get abortion? Now, New York State is putting measures in where abortion still, and a lot of people are going to have to travel to get abortion. Just a lot of people. A lot of states is not. A lot of states, you still got to go to get married if you're same sex and everything. And now it's states' rights. Now, again, to my original point, like I said, I'm pro-life. I do believe it's a woman's choice. I personally believe the woman should have a choice when it comes to a life and death situation. Having a baby is not a life and death situation. Now, if you're in a position where having that baby may cause a life and death situation, that's fine. You make the decision. That's your decision. That's your decision. But black people, stop falling for the depopulation tactics. They try to do it. It's the keys. I can't even say it. The Kiki Institute during the syphilis trials. They was keeping medication away from us, and someone was shooting syphilis in us. And a lot of that stuff was causing us to be sterile. And they're constantly. That's why you got to be careful about buying into medication, even if it's approved by the FDA. You don't buy into it. Some of the stuff that be coming on TV and the commercials not even approved by the FDA, but they still advertising it. They just say stuff so fast that the thing could kill you. This could cause your heart attack. It could cause your knees ache. It could cause your foot to fall off. It could cause your ding dong to fall off. It could, if you have issues like that, go see your doctor immediately right after the commercial. Stop falling for the depopulation tactic. It's killing your community. This is why we ask for reparation. The number one reason why people don't want to have a child is because they figure they can't afford it. So they abort it. They'll rather pay $250 to get an abortion than spend $1,000,000 in a lifetime. So, black people, you shouldn't even be upset. You have an opportunity now to grow your base. Every community should be able to grow their base. I'm not mad at the white community if they grow their base, or the Asian community if they grow their base. Your community should always be growing and thriving. But what happened? We're going to overpopulate the world. You realize how big this freaking earth is, man? You're not going to overpopulate Jack. Stop with that mess. But they told you that. Oh, we got too many people in the world. Stop. Stop. Again, my whole point is, why is the LGBTQ community more upset than anybody about the overturning of Roe v. Wade? You can't have kids. You can adopt. You can go to the doctor and get a male sperm shot into your vagina, into your ovaries, wherever. Because believe me, that's what it takes. Ain't no female producing male sperm. I don't care how much they identify as a male. You ain't shooting no male sperm. Caitlyn Jenner ain't having babies. Why? Because Caitlyn used to be called Bruce, and Bruce couldn't have babies. You have you can have to change all you want, but your body, your organs are still male. You can't change every organ in your body. So, I'm just noticing this stuff, and the protests are going on all over New York, and it's mainly the LGBTQ community, or it's the feminists, that's pushing this harder. They're more upset than heterosexuals. And I just understand. Maybe you could tell me why. Oh, it's because they love the movement and they care about these people. Get out of here. I think it's just another attention tactic. You out there with your rainbow on and saying if you don't change, you're not getting none. I'm not trying to get none from you anyway. I like my woman born and bred. All natural. Real boobs. Real cheeks. Real poom poom. I better shut up before you two shut me down. I like my woman all natural. Born and bred it. Coming out that way. Knows who she is. And look, I'm not being unsympathetic about some people that go through this struggle. See, I was brought up, I was told who I was. First of all, there's certain things that showed me who I was, but then I was told and I was reminded man. And I that's why I'm the type of person. Look, teach your boys to be boys, your girls to be girls, and if they make a decision later on in life, that's on them. Let them be kids. Have fun as a kid. I'm not. You shouldn't be worried about no relationship with no other person anyway. Go to school, get an education, have fun, and as you grow older, then you could come to those conclusions. But I'm not trying to hit you early, telling you need to be married. You need to marry a woman and only a woman at 5, 6, 7 years old. No, you need to be having fun as a kid. Get your butt out there and play game. Get out the house and get that computer and get off Twitch. Get your butt out there on the basketball court. Get your butt out there. Take this tennis racket and stop and play real tennis. Get off that. You know, Serena Williams 2K1 or whatever. Get off that mess. The LGBT community is upset. The BLT community is upset at Roe v. Wade. I just don't understand it. Tell me what you think in the comment below. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. Look, I understand the circle of life. You get with your lady, get a little dinner, get a little wine, put on some Barry White. She go in there and say, I need to get more, I'll be back, I get more comfortable. Oh boy, it's gonna be on. Girl, what you doing in a Catwoman suit? I'm trying to meow. I'm trying to purr. Well, a baby might pop up later on 9 months after that. And I don't want you to abort it. I mean, it's your decision if you want to do that, but I don't want you to abort it. I've had that happen to me. I had a young lady tell me that she was pregnant with my child. And I love kids. I was so excited. But at that time, she was going through separation, and she was still staying with him, but just wasn't in the same room with him, because they were part joint owner of the house, and she always was coming over my house. And she said, "Yeah, I'm pregnant," and like I was excited. She told me she was gonna get rid of it, and it hurt me because I couldn't tell her no. Why? Because it's her body. The government allow her the opportunity. They don't say, "Hey, y'all work it out. There's got to be a joint agreement." None of that. And I can imagine what that child could have been today. Could have been something great. Probably would be about 30 years old by now. And she didn't want to have the child. I had one girl claim that she was pregnant with me. She lost her child. Claimed I stressed her out. I stressed because I didn't want to settle down, and I was out there still messing with running the streets. Honestly speaking, I just wanted some. I didn't. I wasn't trying to get in a relationship. I mean, that's how most guys are. Most guys not trying to commit. They just want some. Nowadays, women like that. Women don't want to commit. They just want some. Well, if you want some, as John Cena say, go get some. But make sure you strap up. Make sure you put some protection on. Because you got these people out here running crazy in the streets right now. They got their rainbow flag on, crying harder than anybody about Roe v. Wade, and it still blows me away. Why? Why? You can't have kids. You can't have kids, so why? Anyway, let me get off this. I gotta get some sleep. I'm just blown away, man. I'm just blown away. And again, black people, they want you to be stressed out over this. You were the first person they targeted when it came to these abortion clinics. Majority of abortion clinics were in black neighborhoods. They convinced you that no, you shouldn't. It's going to stop you from doing this. It's going to stop you from doing that. And look at this. Look at the big picture. You need to go here, and the baby's going to get in the way of that. But it never happened like that before. We were the most productive. When we have the family structure of a man, a woman, working man, working 40 hours a week, getting a decent pay. The wife stayed at home. We were still able to have one or two cars. We had homes. We were prospering. We had investments, and we had college funds. And when our children got out of school, we were able to take them to college. Those days got interrupted because of these new way of thinking. The traditional thinking, in some ways, has been better, a stronger foundation. Not all of them, no, but things like that. Now, black home ownership, black women's help is, and it's not because of women's rights or women's reproduction, because we never had the money to have the quality access as most whites do. The quality hospitals, we was going to the clinics to get our pap smear, or not we, but women going to the local clinic to get a pap smear, and somebody that's working for free while we got some. And not saying that they don't care, but white society was going to their doctor, their primary care doctor, and they didn't mind paying a bunch of money on a copay. We weren't able to do that. Well, after the 70s. Now, in the 60s, they were able to do that. You know, they were able to do that because they had decent jobs and stuff like that. So, some things we have to go back to. I got no problem. I believe segregation. Um, I never was for segregation, but I am limited on the integration. I believe we all should live among one another. But I have no problem with black neighborhoods, Latino neighborhoods, um, uh, Jewish neighborhoods, and stuff like that. Like in New York, they're attacking our neighborhoods and rezoning and redistricting and finding every reason to take land away from us. But I'm seeing all these other communities coming up strong and big. And I'm in Brooklyn. I'm looking in a certain area of Brooklyn. I'm saying this used to be owned by, you know, native blacks, blacks from Africa, blacks from Haiti, blacks from Trinidad and Tobago were building businesses and homes in that area. And then somehow people like Mayor Eric Adam and people before him duped black people and had them rezone the whole thing where the land could be put up for sale. And we can afford to buy it unless we come together and pool our resources together. And the only way they can do that, stop that, is cause us to have division among one another. They don't want to get us on code. The most feared thing in the United States is black people getting on code, because they know if we get on code, amazing things will happen. We prosper. We've done it without help from the government. So what do you think we do when we get our reparations? Certain studies and certain scientists, economists said that one of the things, one of the reasons why they fight so hard on reparations, because they know that this will catapult us as leaders in financing and banking and interventions. I mean, not intervention, but invention and all that kind of stuff. Because we've always been that kind of people. And I'm not saying other races don't know. You got a lot of great minds and great inventions and a lot of great songs and everything from people that's not black too. But I'm just saying that, and we get on code, we get on one accord, and we start like we did during the Harlem Renaissance. Amazing things happen when black people were on code during the Harlem Renaissance. Man, New York was really popping. New York became the place to go to, the place to move to. A lot of people left the South to come to New York. And don't get me wrong, New York was just as big and was bigoted too and racist too, but not like not like the South, boy. Not like the South. So I'm done. I'm just running my mouth. It still blows me away. You guys can't have no kids. With due respect, you do know that. When two guys go in there and do whatever they do, You're not gonna. Neither one of them guys gonna get pregnant. And two women ain't gonna do what they gonna do. Neither one of them gonna get pregnant. In order for somebody to get pregnant, it got to be a female or a male in the mix. But you're the one out here like crazy, crying more than anybody about Roe v. Wade being overturned. Ah, boy. All right. I'm out of here. I gotta get myself some sleep. It's hard for me to come on live sometimes, but it's a pleasure to see people up here. I just wanted to rant that off and put it up and tell people. And maybe you can tell me why they. What valid reason do they have to be upset? They can't have no kids. They can't have babies. And they used to be babies. What if somebody would have aborted them? They wouldn't be able to have no voice out here on the street. So put in the comments, tell me why would the LGBTQ community be more upset over Roe v. Wade versus anybody else? Because this thing is not, it may be a national outrage among metropolitan cities in New York, but it's not worldwide. Anyway, I'll holler at you later. I got to go to bed. Appreciate you, everybody. I love you. Let me see who's up here. I don't get a chance to go up here. Andy Rodriguez, what's up, Andy Rodriguez? Kevin Tui, uh, Mikhail 250, Snapshots Review. I thank everybody for being on and making comments. Andy Rodriguez says, let me go over some of his comment. Snapshot said, you didn't see black immigrants doing that. I'm not against abortion, but I am against abortion as a form of contraception. Yeah, me too. I don't think you get pregnant, but I was told I had low sperm count. 2 children later. Hey, maybe sudden you drunk, cause it to multiply. Uh, Kevin Toy, if you care about abortion that you don't care about how children live, you're fake. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna go over these when I get to work later. Play real tennis. Yeah, you're right. Go ahead and get your butt out and dig. Look, rackets on sale at a sporting goods store for $15. Man, rackets are cheap. You don't have to start out with no expensive racket, and the balls are more than the racket. Go to Walmart and get some racket. Get your butt out there on the racket on the court and play. Shout out to King Richards. Get out there and play. Get off that game. Get out that TV. Television means just that. They're gonna tell you a vision. And since the United States is the kings of television, they use television to shape your mind and shape the way you think. And you got to get out of there. Get your head in a book, or just get out in your community and observe some things. Not for nothing. I mean, this is America, land of the free, home of the brave, place of choices. You make your decision. If you want to identify yourself as a man, they allow you to identify as a man. They allow you to. I'm not a fan of a man. Uh, I'm not a fan of men joining women's sports, man. I believe there should be trans sports. If you're gonna play, if you have your own league. But I see this wrestler on TV. I'm a big wrestling fan, Nyla Rose. And go check out AEW and look at Nyla Rose match. You got this big, stocky. She identifies as a woman. I give her respect, but identify as a woman mean that she was born a male, and she has that male frame, and that's stock. And she be wrestling some of the tiniest women Good thing she know how to wrestle safely. Because if she was a sloppy wrestler, she would be putting women out of commission. Because that's how strong she is. You know, um, you're a petite lady. You want to play pro football among these big 6 foot, 350 pound men, and wonder why your spine got broke and you can't walk anymore. So see, and Tosi was talking about that, and I haven't agreed with Tosi on anything in a long while, but I agree with her on that that situation. You know, I don't want to see no grown man dominate. I mean, uh, born male identifies a woman, 6 foot, 200 pounds, dominating over my 5'8", 100 pound daughter in your face. I guess it is in my face. I guess it is. Let me shut up. Shut up, man. Man. This the United States is something else. We're so free. I read a scripture that says the gates of hell should not prevail against thee. And I used to think it was the gates. The gates were put up. Uh, you know, then I realized to stop Satan, but I realized the gates were put up because Satan feared God, and those gates could not stop God. And we have so much freedom in this country. Sometimes too much freedom can put you in bondage. You have the freedom to eat as much cake as you want, but it's not good for you. Your teeth will fall out. You'll get diabetes. You probably get your legs cut off, your fingers cut off because you eat too much sweets. But you got freedom to do that. We got all these freedoms, not understanding having too much freedom could put you in get fired. You smoking so much weed, it's legal in New York, but have some decorum. You're coming in a corporate space, dealing with these major corporations, these executive CEOs, CFOs, and they probably smoke weed too, but at least they're disciplined not to go around smelling like weed. Just because you're free and you have the freedom to do it, do not mean you can't be put in bondage because you are free to do it. Also, and I'm gonna say this, gone. There's the difference between right and your rights. You may have a right to do that, but is it right for you to do that? You have a right to do it, but is it right? You should always think about that before you do something. Is this the right thing to do? I know I got a right to do it, but is this the right thing to do? Anyway, I'm going, people. I'm gonna let you go. Miss Momo said brainwashing. Yep. All right. Love you guys. I'll talk to you later. I'm gonna be on live Sunday. Got a couple things to talk about. Mainly this gun law here in New York. They changed the gun laws. I'm from South Florida, so I'm used to. We grew up on guns, hunting. I lived in Virginia. Always hunt. I love hunting. I know you Peter people don't like that, but I like going in the country and deer season and pow pow. I don't do that no more because I don't. I very rarely. I only eat turkey, and I'm trying to get off that. So now I don't have no need to go shoot deer. But we would target practice and shoot stuff. So we've been known to have some kind of gun in the house. Well, here in New York, the law has been struck down federally, even though we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the new gun legislation that got passed. Um, I'm actually going to get me a gun when I get a chance. I'm gonna get my permit since it's okay to have it in New York, and I'm not trying to walk around with the gun concealed. I want to, but I ain't walking around New York on all these people out here, crazy. They're not doing nothing with the mentally insane here. In Virginia, we had a place called Virginia State. I mean, not Virginia State. What is it called? Central State. We had these facilities, these state-run facility that housed the homeless and give them the medication to help in the living space, getting them off the street. Here in New York, they're not doing nothing like that. And the reason crime is going up because these people don't house these people that's not right in the head. And of course, you always got the next wannabe martyr white supremacist looking for a reason to go around and kill a bunch of black people because they ain't getting enough poom poom. I had to kill them because we're not growing, because we're depopulating, because we need to step up. We need more white people in the United States. We're losing out. So we got to kill black people and kill other people to depopulate them so we can bring more whites here, like whites from Europe, like Ukraine. You come to Ukraine and give them whatever they want. You kick out the Haitians. And we sitting up here buying this, man. Let me get off this. I'll talk to you later. Peace.